Welcome everyone to an exciting mini football match at One Mini Football in Sambas. Today, Carbitan FC will face Kopi Pagi FC in a match that promises to be thrilling. This is the lineup player Carbitan FC and Kopi Pagi FC.
Our City's appetite for success is not easily sated. The prospect of a double treble still looms large. Although Real Madrid, as well as Newcastle, Liverpool and Arsenal, will have plenty to say about that, the travelling band will certainly make themselves heard. In this great football theatre, it does have a touch of theatre about it sometimes. They do sometimes sit back and wait to be entertained, but they usually are. Well, no De Bruyne or Edison, but formidable remains the only description for this Manchester City lineup, despite 5 changes from the Premier League cruncher with Liverpool last week. Diaz, Doku, Kovacic the control in midfield, Guardiola continuing his recovery from an ankle ligament injury starting at left back, and Stefan Ortega continues as the cut custodian in goal. Jack Grealish returns to the bench after injury. Well, the tie of the round is probably elsewhere in Manchester tomorrow, but this could well usurp it. Newcastle starved of genuine success for so long. This will bring back memories for those who have long ones of their last domestic triumph way back in 1955 against Manchester City at Wembley in the FA Cup. Well, the tie of the round is probably elsewhere in Manchester tomorrow, but this could well usurp it. Newcastle starved of genuine success for so long. This will bring back memories for those who have long ones of their last domestic triumph way back in 1955 against Manchester City at Wembley in the FA Cup. City, the trophies keep coming. Can they keep a hold on the FA Cup and reach a record 6th successive semi-final? Doku setting the tone, but keeping his eye on the ball, Jamal Lascelles.
Yeah, and interestingly, Lascelles starting right of the 3 central Newcastle defenders, Botman, Shah and Lascelles on the right side of the 3.
Yes, that was a question mark about how they'd operate. It is 2 years almost to the day since they last set up with a back 5 in a match and a defeat at Chelsea in 2022.
Well, I think it will be for Murphy to engage early with Doku. Botman will be almost a left wing back who will go and pick up Kyle Walker as he raised forward, or Silva if he starts on that right hand side. But as we know, Manchester City so fluid in terms of
Lascelles conceding a free kick in City territory.
Well, how will De Bruyne be missed? Sensational in that last round against Luton in providing the 4 assists of the 5 goals that Haaland scored.
It's Bernardo Silva with Walker outside. Relatively comfortable for Sven Botman.
Already you can see that Silva's going to come in off the line. Kyle Walker almost starting as a right winger for City, high on that right side.
Maybe Gordon is going to operate a little deeper than we might have anticipated.
There's De Bruyne, always missed in this City side. However successful they are, always a better team when he's out there.
So groin injury is the problem.
Interestingly, a high press from Newcastle right at the start. Lot of black and white shirts in that City half.
Pressure of a different sort from Botman yields a Manchester City free kick for Erling Haaland.
Yeah, the first of a number of confrontations, I'm sure, with that back three for Newcastle. Botman, knowing that he can't allow Haaland to spin in behind him, grabs him round the chest.
Well, all three of them are going to have to be up for a significant physical battle.
Yeah, I have to say, I thought he was sensational in the role that he played, not just the goals he scored against Luton. I thought he was physically powerful, the intelligent runs. He pinned the centre-half Mengi on a number of occasions, then span in behind that Luton defence to get on the exquisite De Bruyne passes. I have to say, it was a night where he was literally unplayable.
Kovacic.
Yeah, a little bit of a pattern setting in the game now. Controlled possession from City. The massed ranks of Newcastle across the width of the 18-yard box.
Bernardo Silva trying to find that little bit of space, and he found a little bit of luck as well. Might have been a double deflection.
Well, he had too much space, did Bernardo Silva, and he was allowed just to wander into the 18-yard box. And it's a right-footed shot that takes a wicked deflection. Dubravka has absolutely no chance in that Newcastle goal. But they'll be really disappointed, Newcastle, in that they haven't engaged with him outside of the box and earlier. Because as soon as he picks it up, he has about 8 yards to walk into and into the 18-yard box. You can see the line on the defensive line on the 18-yard line, but look at the space he has. And then Burn backs away. They're too slow to engage, and it hits Burn on the back of the head.
Whether Bernardo Silva is ultimately the name that goes in the record books against it will be a source of debate.
I think it's an own goal. It really is it's a strike, obviously at goal, but the deflection from Burn. Unfortunate for Eddie Howe and his team. The way they started the game, opening 10 minutes, I think really bright. And real disappointment to go behind in that manner.
Well, he spoke after the game at Chelsea on Monday night about the first effort on target, about the goals almost coming in sort of isolated circumstances, an error almost coming out of nowhere, costing them, and to an extent that goes down as one, doesn't it?
It goes down as a defensive error, yes, just purely because they gave Bernardo Silva too much time, space to get into the 18-yard box and fire the shot away.
Haaland have a lot of room using Kovacic, and Haaland will get there, will he? Well, didn't get enough on it, and so Dubravka able to gratefully. The holders carve another niche in FA Cup history. Pep Guardiola's team claim a place in a 6th successive semi-final at Wembley. That is a new record. And while the finishes were not emphatic from Bernardo Silva, the win was.